Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm gonna give all praises and the highest honor to Yahweh, Pasham, Yahweh Shai, Pasham, Kakodash. I want to give double honors to my elder apostles of Great Millstone and peace and salutation to the sincere Akiam across the world who are spreading this knowledge and truth and sincerity. And may the election be upon your households. Khan Shalom. So, right now I'm gonna make a video concerning an article which the brothers from the GMS Holland camp shared. Okay, it's concerning what's this? Concerning the lockdown for this this current situation, not current, but the situation we were in due to the to the disease. So the title, let me read the title. The title reads: Lockdown has cut in. 1 in 5 young people had suicidal thoughts. Okay, so this article was published the 11th of May 2022. Okay, on 6 o'clock. Okay, but it's recent, the article. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna read a view of a few things of this article and grab some precepts on it. Okay, so let me read here. It says the last lockdown has had a big impact. For example, more than 1 in 5 young people seriously thought about ending their lives during that period. According to research, Pepijn also lost control of his life, with fatal outcome. It is terrible what we have done to our young people, says his father. 14-year-old Pepijn digested the lockdown poorly, his father says. The corona measures were so drastic for him that he started doing wrong things. Every young person expresses his dissatisfaction in his own way. So what these devils did, they put down the lockdown, giving them all these rules, giving the people all these rules. First of all, showing you that you ain't got no damn freedom. Okay, you don't got the freedom, you don't really got much to say. When the people on high start doing things, okay, keep that in mind. Okay, for us all, it's easy to say things, but when it really happens, anyway, when I wanna go to the, I'm gonna go to a precept concerning that there's gonna be a cry for wine in the streets, because there ain't really much fun to do anymore, man. Okay, so let me see. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. The Isaiah chapter 24, verse 11. And it reads, There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So the fun things which you could usually do, go on a vacation, holiday, just casually go out to the club, go to a park, so how do you call it? A park like Disneyland, something like that, things like that. Go for a swim. There was a time in the lockdown that you were not able to, okay, or playing soccer, for example. There was a time I remember that you could not even play soccer with uh, more than a few people outside even. You see, so everything was shut down, and the mirth was gone. So of course, when you are young, you wanna explore things. Okay, you are in that prime time, and when that is taken away from you, of course you're gonna feel depressed, man. Gonna feel depressed as shit. So there is a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. Yeah, so the joy that there usually is, that was not there anymore, man. Okay, reading on. Measures too large. Pepijn was found in a tent in Amsterdam North during the lockdown period. To be clear, he did not commit suicide, but turned to drugs. Drugs were found in his blood. His parents think that he wanted to experience a blissful feeling again, to take a trip, to to take his mind off the stress. Huh? The impact of the crisis and the measures were great for this curious, high, high-spirited boy. It is terrible what we have done to our young people. Today, the RIVM, NIVEL, and the yeah, GGD's are presenting a major study on the long-term consequences of corona. For the study, more than 5,000 young people were given a questionnaire and data from general practitioners was used. The study covers nee, the study covers the period December 2021 to February 2022. During that period, there was a lockdown. Let me see. I'm gonna read until stay in contact. Okay. So there was a long time of lockdown, man. And what they do, they lock down everything, the mirth, and then they give back a little bit of freedom. Okay. And when you taste that freedom, you think like, hey, it's back to normal, and then they shut it down again. And the more they do it, the longer they do it, the more people they're gonna win over to just go along with their agenda, man. That's I must say that is a very smart move. Okay, that's a very smart move to do, man, because you are really playing with people's minds and their patience. Okay, so from there, let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3, and it reads. Let me start at verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. So look for the Most High while you are young, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, so there's gonna be also lesser and lesser jobs available. Okay, it's gonna be dark times. And let me read on. And those that look out of the windows be darkened. Yeah. So looking out the window, you know, when you see the fuck is when you see um, a musical or things like that from the bus, you see the actor looking like this, or emo, leaning the head against the glass, you know, crying and shit, you know. That's because there's no vision, man. There's no future in this wicked kingdom, man. The mirth is gonna cease. The days are being darkened, and even when you think it's being, it's going back to normal, they just playing with the minds of the people, man. They just building it up. Okay, they just building it up, man. Just like when you pull a bow, the more you pull the bow, the more force is behind it um, when you lose it. So right now, this is just the build up, man. Because the so-called the MOTB, okay, so-called RFID chip still has to come. Okay, so that's obviously where this is heading towards, man. Okay, when you play with people's minds, now you get them in a position where they are willing to do anything for their freedom, for their partying, for their vacations, things like that. You see? So from there, let's read on. Worrying high. More than 1 in 5 young people seriously thought about ending their life during these months. So 20%. The percentage actually committed to the act was not measured in the study. According to the CBS, 237 young people between 20 and 30 years old committed suicide last year. According to the researchers, GPS also saw a lot more suicidal thoughts and attempts in young people. 37% more compared to the period before Corona, says researcher uh, Michael Duckers. He is professor by special appointment of crisis, safety and health at the University of Groningen. Worrying numbers, Duckers calls them. During the last lockdown, the cake has really run out for many young people, says the professor. Yeah, because there ain't much to do. The research also shows that many young people suffer from psychological complaints, 43%. Loneliness and physical complaints were also common. And it's not just only because you are in the world that it's and you're young that it's horrible or the grind is ceasing, because when you are in the truth, for me for example, I'm also young, so of course you're gonna be like, there ain't much to do, man, when you are young. But Yahweh Tasa, I got the Most High, that He got my back. I got this truth, and that is more precious than any so-called funk thing in this world, man. Let me tell you that. Ka'Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. I'd rather have the truth than be lost in this world, man. Because when you think about it, where would you be without the Most High, man? Hey, yeah, man. Okay, but that's another video. That's another topic. Let me read on. What explains the high number of young people who have had suicidal thoughts? Duckers, I think mainly a lack of perspective. The young people no longer had any prospects for a future. All their plans were in jeopardy, so they did not have a vision for their future. They did not have a clear vision of what their future was going to be. Insecure about the future. Now from there, let's go to a precept that links with that one. Go to the book of Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18, and it reads, where there is no vision, the people perish. So where there is no vision, there's no bright future, there's nothing to look forward to, the people perish. And perish means they're about to die, man. Suicidal things, like the article says. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he, like I just explained, man. When you have this truth, where you try your best to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, then He's gonna bless you. He's gonna give you that mindset to go through these things. Okay, because you have to go through it, man. It's the will of the Most High. Okay. From there, let's go to Proverbs chapter. Wait, let me read it and then close off with that one. Pepijn's father saw that in his son too. Young people were put on their plate during the corona time that were very radical. They really just had to adapt to the rules that were imposed on them. The boy had been walking with his soul under his arm for a while. He found life boring, not exciting. There was no more challenge. And a fun fact, he looked like an Edomite. His name's also the typical Dutch Edomite name. So even when he's dead now, he might be in rest, but hey, his future is still not bright, man, because he's gonna go into captivity. He's gonna go into chains. Okay, his chains are gonna hang low. Okay, so he still doesn't have a bright future. So that's double fucked up, man, when you think about it. Hey, if you are young, a young Edomite, and you are ugly, and you smell, and you can't have females, hey, that's horrible, man, because your future is not bright in your own kingdom, plus your future at all in the reincarnation is definitely not gonna be bright at all, man. Okay, so happy are they that keep the law. And you should if you are an Israelite, okay, you should be happy, man. Of course you don't know 100%, but to the spirit you can discern. Okay, so let's close it off with Proverbs chapter 15 verse 13. And it reads, a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance. So when you are happy in the mind, okay, your face is also gonna shine. Okay, but by sorrow of the heart, the spirit is broken. Okay, but when you are sorrowful, when you have a lot of stress, worries on your mind, okay, your spirit is also gonna be broken down. And beautiful, because in the article, his father said here that the boy had been walking with his soul under his arm. Man, he was yeah, man, his spirit was broken. So yeah, man, with that, I hope this was edifying, straight to the point. I want to give all praises and the highest honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Mukakwadash. I want to give double honors to my elder apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the sincere Akim across the world who have spread this knowledge and truth and sincerity. And may the election be upon your households. God shalom.